So John chapter 19, verse 4. So this is central, well, the old town, Melaka, right? So this is the Dutch, the Stadshuis, Stadscity, and Huis is house. So I think you can understand what that means. And then there's a church there in the back, and the clock tower here in the front. So everything that's left from the time when it was a Dutch colony. Before it was a Dutch colony, it was a Portuguese colony as well. Okay, right, so let's continue. John 19, verse 4. Pilate went out again and said to them, "See, I am bringing him out to you, that you may know that I find no guilt in him." So after having him flogged, right, then, and all the crown put on him, the robe, the making fun of him, after all of that, humiliating him now already. This is humiliation happened in front of everyone else. Now it's not a public humiliation at this stage. It was more a private kind of humiliation, but man, this was already very humiliating for Jesus would have been. But as I explained as well, there was some good in this, because later on, after all of this happened, that they would be able to look back at this and understand that this is actually the truth. Jesus is actually the king, not just of the Jews, like I said. Okay, so now he's still trying to kind of get Jesus off the hook here. So he goes out and say, "No, yeah, I'm here. See, I'm bringing out this guy, and you see, I find no guilt in him." So he's not guilty of anything ultimately. The guilty one, well, he's not guilty. He didn't say who the guilty one is. He didn't say, "Okay, you know what, the religious leaders, you're actually the guilty one for bringing him here." He did not say that. He just said that in him I find no guilt. Okay, so he is not the guilty one. And by having him flogged and all of this, most likely he tried to play on the people. Like if I hurt this guy who you claim to be, then maybe you will feel sad for him, and then maybe, and especially if we say the king of the Jews, right now you will think, "Oh man, look here, the Romans are making fun of our king," but so we can't allow for that. So he's playing on their nationalism as well. On the nationalism for the one group, it would be nationalistic and try to, and on their maybe for the men's side and for the female woman's side, maybe on their mother instinct. Like, I mean, just look at how this guy's beaten up. You know, so mother, you wouldn't like this to happen to your son, so maybe you will not shout Barabbas, right? And you nationalists out there, maybe you'll stop shouting Barabbas because we are making fun of your king, right? So whichever way, and all the things that played in, all the psychological moves that Pilate was bringing out here, there's lots you can think about, lots you can speak about here. There will always be a lot deeper to discuss here. I can't get through all the possibilities here. Okay. But this is most likely what it's trying. So he is claiming that Jesus is not guilty. So see, here's this guy, he's not guilty. And if he then did all of this and find him not guilty, why did they even have him flogged? And why are you going to give him over? Pilate, you are guilty. Verse 5. So Jesus came out wearing the crown of the thorns and the purple robe. Pilate said to them, "Behold the man." So here Jesus comes out with the crown of thorns. Okay, now this is public. Okay, that was put on him in private. Now this is public. Well, in private in the sense it's just Jesus and a few soldiers. Okay, now it's up there, everyone can see. Okay, purple robe, all of this. And his reactions as well, or his words that, "Behold the man." Could Pilate have any idea what he was actually saying, right? Because here is the true man. Here is the second Adam, the one that will undo everything Adam did, right? The true Adam, the one to restore everything, to bring peace between man and God, to take away the wrath of the Father on his elect children. Okay, behold the man. He could have not. He did not. He said like the high priest. He said things which he didn't understand. Like Pilate, he is saying things which he didn't understand. But ultimately, yes, he did not believe that Jesus is the true man, because he had no concept even of that. He was not interested in the truth at all. So here stands the true man, being beaten up by the world, flogged by the world, put a crown of thorns on his head, a purple robe on him, and he's not guilty, right? This is what we as men do to what we did to Christ himself. Okay? So yeah, that's unluckily one of those things, and it's not the end. We still do it to each other and to Christians all over the world being persecuted. Ultimately, everywhere on this planet, there's so many places where Christians are persecuted because Jesus said it's going to happen to you, right? Because they persecuted the true man. And if they're going to persecute, since they did persecute the first man, they're sure is going to not let you. All right, so Jesus is the true man, the one, the only true man that ever existed, the only one ever who could keep the full law of God and who stood there found not guilty.